Hello ladies, Sharon's here. I am so glad you joined me today. Yes girls, I'm back. I tell you what, this 2020 has been the craziest, most insane year of all. I'll be glad when it's gone, frankly. I mean, busy if it's not, issues in the family, people passing, it's people moving, taking on more clients. I have had so many people calling me trying to get in for consultations, and it's just been wild, girlfriends. 2 surgeries on the eye, and we can go down the list. It's like, hello, cat's rope, give me a break. So I'm back. And I love each and every one of you, and thank you so much for sending me well wishes and everything else. That's great. I love you. I've tried to answer each and every one of your letters and your notes, and some, because today is Q&A day, I have a bunch of questions. Okay, my ladies, to each and every one of you, I see some new subbies out there. Thank you for joining my tribe. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for being there. For those of you that are new to my channel today, feel free to scroll on down, hit that subscribe button. You're going to be a member of my tribe, girlfriend. And see the little bell? Ring the bell. It'll be notifying you of my upcoming videos. I generally film twice a week. Okay, my ladies, this is going to be great. Q&A day. This is where you send me all of your questions and I give you my answers, all right? So let's start with the first one. And this can be anything, by the way, people, from, skincare, it can be makeup, it can be lifestyle. I don't care what it is. You send it, I'm going to talk about it, okay? All right, girlfriends. Okay, the first one here is from Barbara. Dear Sharon, I enjoy your videos so much. I just want to share some info that my mother had experienced with eyes watering, as I noticed you also are troubled by it. She finally went to an eye specialist who put little plugs in both her eyes. It was an outpatient procedure. After having the plugs put into her eyes, she never ever was bothered with watery eyes again. She never had another eye issue. In fact, she lived to be 97 years old and never had another tear in her eye. I want to be her. So no more watering. The procedure took maybe 2 hours. I waited for her while it was done. No recovery time. Wonderful. Wanted to share this with you to maybe give you some info and give you some relief with unnecessary watery eyes. Okay, girlfriend? Best wishes. Hope this helped and maybe give you some encouragement, Barb. Thank you, Barb, so much. You are so precious. You guys got it. I tell you, with everything I've been through, especially with this right eye, and the surgeries and the lasers and all kinds of stuff and cataracts with both eyes. I mean, it's just been crazy. I have had unnecessary, and I call it unnecessary, watering of both eyes. This eye, of course, being the worst, because this is where I have the macular degeneration, is in my right eye. But I did try some new drops that the doctor gave me. I'm hoping that will help. I got new prescription in glasses. He would not, well, I say she would not fill my prescription for contacts yet. We're going to wait and see how this new prescription works out with the glasses. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm trying, but thank you, Barbara. And I'm going to bring that to her attention next time I go in if I have any more watering issues. Thank you, girlfriend. I love you. Mwah. Anybody else that's got any other suggestions, just toss them my way, girlfriends, because there's a lot of us that have this issue, and we're dying for some help. Trust me. Okay, the next question here. Dear Sharon, I am 57 years old and I live alone with my little dog. I am retired from the state of Arkansas. My life has recently changed a lot, and I'm thinking I'm handling it very well, but would not mind your advice, please. My car's transmission recently failed, 2 tires blew, and the other 2 needed to be replaced, and the air conditioner compressor went out. Wow, girlfriend, you're slammed, bless your heart. Total cost for all that would have been just over $4,000. So I sold the car for $1,000 and banked the money to use as a down payment for a newer car. That's good. That's smart. Says, I've never in my life been without a vehicle. I'm using public transportation for the first time in my life. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but some days it does get me down. I know I caused this situation by not managing my money properly, so I take full responsibility for my situation. Thank you so much. What do you think? Cynthia. Okay. Cynthia, you know what? I just had to buy a new vehicle myself. Not because mine was completely falling apart, but it had so many miles on it. It was like I was having to do all these different things to it. And personally, I got tired of having to take it into the dealership at least once a month with something coming up. Because, you know, when they get to be a certain mileage, I'm not sure what that is because I'm not a guy. But because they're pretty, you know, up on this stuff. But after it gets over a certain set of miles, then everything starts going haywire, and here comes the upkeep. Well, you know, I'm one of these. I think it sucks having to keep taking it to the dealership. So, what I did was I took mine, just traded in. I got a BMW SUV. I haven't had any type of SUV in quite a while because I generally either it's a very large sedan type car, you know, or it's, you know, a little sports car type. So this time I decided to itself. You know, give yourself one more because when you shop a lot, you can pile your stuff in there. If you want to take a road trip, jump in there, you know, you've got a place to put your luggage and this kind of thing. So if I ever learn all the buttons and all this, I am like so not mechanically or anything inclined that way. You know, oh my gosh. That is not my forte. And I'm not even used to where the windshield wipers are yet. So it's going to take me a while to get used to it. But see, this is very smart of you. Now, I will tell you this. There are car lots, because I've got a lot of them as clients, that will take a $1,000 deposit right here and put it in on another car for you, you know, with a nice little car payment, obviously. But this is something you need to think about because these car lots have really, really nice cars, and it's not high, mileage. Okay, some of them are not too much mileage on them. So, and some of them, you know, are like, what are those demo cars, you know, some of the salesmen, you know, drive home and this kind of thing, and they'll sell those and for a cheaper price, and the mileage isn't too high. So you might try checking into some of your lots around there so you won't have to do transportation too long because the weather's going to start getting cold. I know we had a cold front hit here, and I'm telling you, the temperature went to 40, girlfriends. To us, that's like the Arctic, okay? So, I mean, we're turning on the heat, we're walking around in our fuzzies, and being cozy, and wrapping ourselves in the blankets. It's so fun. And watching Christmas movies already. Hello. But, yeah, go for it. But that's what I would do, Cynthia. I would explore that idea, okay? And because I think you're going to be coming up with a car really, really soon. I think you're going to be okay, especially with this cold weather. I want you to do that. Think about it. Go check it out, all right? God love you. Okay. Help, Sharon. This is from Lori. Okay, it says, my ex-boyfriend has moved in with me because he was going to be homeless, and I couldn't see him being homeless. I freaked out that not only did he lose his house, but he had signed the deed to his mother's house over to someone he borrowed money from and wasn't making timely payments, so the man put it up for auction and he lost his parents' home. with 50 acres of property. Well, this sounds like a winner, girlfriend. Let's be sure to take him in, okay? Says, I didn't know that when I said that he could stay here until he got on his feet. It's now been a year and he was contributing, but has since bought a bus that he intends to live in, so he doesn't contribute anymore since the bus needs work to pass inspection. I forgot to mention that he gambles. Not only did he used to spend all of his time at the casino and not doing his job, but he continues to gamble online. I gave him back his ring and told him I couldn't marry a gambler and he couldn't stay here, but he is a procrastinator. He spends all day online on Twitter, gambling, and watching movies. He never said a word about us or that he would try not to gamble, so I want him out. Let me stop you right there. Gambling is an addiction. You can't tell them to stop. They have to make up their mind when they want to stop. It's like alcoholism, girlfriend. But I'm going to get to you in a minute. All right, it says, we've been together for 15 years. Originally, we didn't marry because we both have 4 kids and they were in their own schools. But we got engaged when mine went off to college. Then a bunch of things happened to my health and I couldn't move there and keep my same insurance. That made him angry, but by this time, he had started gambling and my intuition said stay put. I'd given him several warnings, but it only got worse. Now he has nothing but his mom's artwork, some mementos, and his clothes and tools. The trouble is, I can't push him out. I live on disability, and it's unfair that I'm paying for everything. What can I do to encourage him to hurry up? I want my house back, and my son does too. Girlfriend, ringy-dingy the police station for Pete's sake. Get that turd out of your house. You know what? I can't even believe you put up with this. I mean, I'm mortified. I wouldn't anymore put up with a man that's got a gambling problem. Plus, he's lazy. Plus, he can't take care of himself. He has nothing to offer you. Why would you even consider being with him? I know you're pretty good. And you're pretty sharp cookie. And you're a sweetheart. You've got the kind of sweetest heart. But somewhere, girlfriend, you must have bumped your head down the line. Because you know what? This is BS. This is total BS. You are going to have to kick him out. Kick him out right now. Because he's draining you dry. I'm sure you're having to feed him. You're keeping a roof over his head. He's got water, to take a bath. He's got electricity. I mean, come on, girlfriend. He is not helping you. Why are you keeping this man up? You don't need to do that at your age. And your son's not going to put up with this much longer. You want him out? Kick him out. Get the police over there and say, I need him out of my house. And believe me, they will remove him from your home. But make sure he doesn't have a key. I'd change locks. I'd do everything. This is just insane. This is crazy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask all my viewers, what do you think? Well, down in the comment section down below, tell me what you think she ought to do. Because that thing, she ought to kick this loser out. I can't even understand why you're attracting a person like that. That's so not you. You're such a Cupid doll. You're so sweet. You're so smart. This is nuts. Nuts, girlfriend. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. And be sure and read my comment section because everybody's going to try to help you with that, okay? They're all going to have something to say, girlfriend, about that. Okay, the next question, moving right along, says Sharon. Do you like stick foundations and what are your very favorite brands? What are your favorites? Okay, I adore stick foundations. I love any kind of cream type foundations. Now, I have several favorites. Let me say this. I love Tom Ford stick. It's excellent. It looks fabulous. It gives you the most beautiful finish. It's not greasy, and they're terrific color scale. So you have many colors to choose from, and it's easy. You can put it on, with your hands, which, back in our days, we used to wear, the pan stick. And as you well know, we put that on with our fingers. That's the only way to go. Max Factor pan stick. So, I'm here to tell you that is one of my very favorites. I do like a Bobbi brown stick. It's not my uber favorite, but it would come in like in third place. And Tom Ford's kind of battling it out with, and I will say I really love that, the Westman-Atelier. I'm wearing that today, as a matter of fact. And that's a beautiful stick. I buy 2 colors, and I'll tell you why. Okay, and because they say this is the best way to do it. As you know, Gucci always said that you needed one for the center of the face, a lighter color, and a little bit darker, maybe with just a tad yellow or gold in it, around the edges of the face. And then you just kind of blend it all together, and it comes out, it's just beautiful. I mean, that is what I'm wearing today. I love Westman-Atelier. I think it is beautiful. But like I say, I like Bobbi brown too. Now, I'm not too crazy about Bare Minerals. It's not that it's bad. It's very reasonably priced, and some days you can get a real nice look out of it, but I don't always, because sometimes it just doesn't seem like the coverage moves. It just moves too much for me. I don't like that as well. But Tom Ford and this one, I absolutely adore, girlfriends. And it makes your complexion look so much better if we can get down to creams. Now, don't get me wrong, I am all known for my liquid foundations. And that's great, because you can still use other cream products with your liquid foundation. That's not a problem. But I will say this, that it's really good for your skin, especially dry skin, or let's say dry, dehydrated skin even. You want to kind of go more with the creams if you can. It's better for your skin. Trust me on that, okay? Okay, the next question I have. Dear Sharon, how and when should I use oils? Well, boy, that is a very controversial question. Because, all doctors will tell you, don't use face oils. It'll clog up your pores, and it, will cause this and cause that. It's a mess. I get that. I really do, because that has happened to me in the past. Especially years back. My skin was a little more oily than it is now. But you know what? I've tried to put a little bit of oil every once in a while, because I really like oils. I wish I could use them all over my face, but I have got huge pores anyway. So I am not about to use a lot of oils all over my face. But every once in a while, I'll treat myself to a little drop, maybe in my, moisturizer, before I go to bed. And it's all lovely and makes you feel special. You know what I mean, girlfriend? But I just can't use it all over. Now, I will tell you this, where I do use it. As you well know, I use Cacay Oil on my neck and my décolleté. I've always done that for years and years and years. I swear by it. I totally swear by it. Neck décolleté, girlfriends, okay? The reason being is it has so many healing properties in it. But to me, this is the godsend for the neck and the décolleté. And on the nights I do not use my retin-A, the neck and décolleté, always get Cacay Oil. When I use my retin-A, I do take my retin-A down, neck to the décolleté anyway. But always, that is my particular oil of choice. And that's about the only place where I'll really use it. Other than just every once in a while, I'll put a little bit of something that's pretty and smells lovely and mix it in with my moisturizer. But Cacay is my choice. That's what I use. That's what I love. Absolutely. And every once in a while, rosehip seed oil is nice. But Cacay Decolleté, that's a girlfriend. The next question, my angel babies. You want an, Sharon, can we please have an update on the woman and her husband that owned that property, and his girlfriend wanted the wife to be kicked out of the house so she could take it over and marry her husband? Oh, yes, I can give you an update. Oh, my gosh, it has been wild. Let me tell you what happened. You know, I told her I had a lot of different, lawyers that I knew. Well, she picked one, and she picked a big barracuda that I had. And needless to say is he lost everything. No community property was shared. I think he got a tractor. Yeah, but it had to be off the property within like X number of hours. And that was kind of a joke thing. I think the kids might have done that to him. But anyway, every single thing is hers, and she is living on it. She's very happy. Her kids are coming and going, and grandkids. Everything could not be lovelier. She did a very nice thing for him. She gave him, I think it was 1, maybe 2 acres of land that they had towards the way end of the property. It wasn't what you call really glorified or pretty, she said, but she gave that to him so he could put a house or a shack or a trailer on it. But he doesn't come on her property that used to be their property altogether. And by the way, his girlfriend just broke up with him when all this started happening because she knew he wasn't going to get squat. Gee, isn't that a shame? I don't know where she went either, but they said she left town, that they thought, because they were afraid that the family would come after her. Oh, life is so much fun. It's what the silly fool got for messing around on her, right? But she is very happy. All is well in her world. God bless her. And thanks for asking. She'll get a kick out of that. I'm going to tell her that. Okay. Dear Sharon, what is your current diet and exercise routine? It has been terrible, girlfriend. Well, I'm still on the shakes, okay? I will say that. And yes, I've lost 30-something pounds on the shakes. And now I'm kind of alternating, but I have irritable bowel syndrome as well. So my stomach started acting up. I don't know what triggered it. Sometimes we just don't know what triggers that. But, it was ugly. And so I found myself, and I think I do know. Because my daughter and I went one day to get some soup, and we decided to get some tortilla soup at a Mexican restaurant without the tortillas crunched up on top, without it. But I think the spice in there was a little too much for my stomach, because she was fine, but boy, I had a real trigger effect, and it was a mess. So I had to get back on some antibiotics and some other stuff. Yeah, girlfriends, it's just heck being old, all kinds of crap keeps coming up. But other than that, I'm basically still on it, but I'm incorporating a little extra. Like I'm having a little extra, like some edamame once in a while, and stuff like that. Just being easy. I'll do another video on that, kind of show you guys what I'm doing. As far as exercise, I've been exercising at home is what I'm doing. With my tapes and my CDs, in the TV. I'm doing a lot of Pilates type stuff right now. And then just walking the halls, because, we can't go everywhere yet, but it's getting better. Okay, dear Sharon, and that's my current diet at the moment. What is your favorite music that you like to listen to? Well, I have lots of favorite musics, but if I'm sitting around, I really, really love show tunes. I get a kick out of show tunes. The next thing that I totally love, other than jazz, is some oldies. Boy, you give me some 60, 50, and 60s oldies, and I'm going to cut loose on you. Right then and there. It's a mess. But I love it. But, you know, it just puts you in the mood. You know what I mean? You can dance all day and get things done. It's fun. It's exciting. It's energizing. And I love it. But I am crazy about show tunes. All show tunes as well. And a little jazz. That's my favorite. Okay. Sharon, if you could go back to 20 years old, what advice would you give yourself now? Wow. If I could go back to 20 years old, what advice would I give myself? Stop rushing. Stop rushing life. You know, I was always doing here, going there, doing this, doing that. I mean, it was all over the place. And I'm not going to tell you that my life hasn't always been like that, because you guys know, I mean, I overwork, I overplay, I overdo this. You know, I'm like, like I'm all wound up like a 9-day top. But if I could just settle down and think out each and everything and not be in such a hurry to do every single thing in the world there is to do. Because that's not too long before I got married. I think I got married when I was 21. Yeah, 21. But in 20, I mean, you know, in and around there, you know, I was going to Woodstock, for instance. And the reason I went to Woodstock is because I could. Because a bunch of my friends said, should we? I mean, now mind you, we're from Dallas. We're from the South. We're pretty straight-laced, you know. We come from more upper crust Catholic type homes. And all of a sudden, we're going to go to Woodstock. You would think that we would be like totally out of place. Can I tell you, still to this day, I talk to friends that I met at Woodstock way back when. And I've seen and been around them and been around their children and their kids. I mean, it's incredible. It's like, you know, you made complete friendships down there. Friendships that you won't understand. It's a place where everything was free. It was comfortable. You never met a stranger. There's over 400,000 people there. Friendly, sweet, precious, and everybody was accepting of everybody. It was very, very unique. That's the one thing I am so glad that I did. So glad. Because it was an experience that I can share with my children and my grandchildren. And later on down the line, my great-grandchildren. So that was quite an experience. But I would tell my 20-year-old self, just slow it down. Take one day at a time, you know, and be sure about what you're doing. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. That's the most important thing. This day and time, though, that these kids are messed up. They really are. It seems like they haven't grown up enough. Now, that's my opinion. That's what I've noticed. But it's just like, you know, they've been coddled a lot more than we were. We were so independent. It's like, we had no fear. I don't know. But that's a whole other video. You know what I mean, girlfriends? That's what I said. Okay, dear Sharon, is there such a thing as over-exfoliating? Oh, yes, girlfriends, absolutely. And you know what? You're going to have to be really careful with that, too. And let me tell you why. Because I would not exfoliate more than 1 or 2 times a week. And that's serious. And that's the truth. Let me tell you what I do that's even better than that. What I do is, when I wash my face in the morning, I do a light exfoliation. I wash my face, and I take the rice powder from Tatcha, and I shake a little into my cleanser, and then I cleanse my face that way. That is my soft or easy exfoliation. Now, for my heavy exfoliation, I will wait till Sunday to do a heavy exfoliation with glycolic acid or lactic acid, whatever. Usually it's glycolic acid. And I wait then. I do not do that several days during the week. Nada. because it's too much for your skin. So take it slow, work in baby steps during the week, and then on the weekends make that, your big exfoliation time. Now, whether you use glycolic pills, that's fine. And there's many out there, Exfoliating that has them, and then anyway, there's a couple of different companies that have the glycolic pads you can use. Those are lovely. I've told you about the Alpha liquid glycolic that you can buy on Amazon that's very inexpensive. I've told you about my Glow that is a glycolic wash, and I use that on Sundays. So whatever it is that you choose, use it on Sunday, your big day, okay, to exfoliate for the week. And you can do the light exfoliation, since you're still using retin-A, which I hope you are, every night or every other night. Then your light exfoliation can be in the form of the rice powder by Tatcha mixed in with any of your cleansers. Do you see what I'm saying? And then that's going to be much better, and it will not be as rough. Do not over exfoliate. You're going to have peeling, dry skin everywhere. It's going to take quite a while to get it back in order. So don't overdo it, okay? All right, my ladies, that's going to be all for today, and I'm just loaded with them everywhere, but we're going to stop right there for today. And just remember, if you have any questions you want to ask me, no matter what, whether you want your name, blurted out or not, just let me know in a message. But I'll have my address down below. Send me all the questions you want, okay? And I'll answer them on my Q&A day. I want to thank each and every one of you for being with me today. I missed you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm so glad you're back. And to all my new subbies, thank you so much. And to each and every one of you, I want you to stay sassy, classy, confident, and give me a big thumbs up on this Q&A.